This is section 4-2, and we'll be talking about operations with matrices, addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So remember, when you're looking at a matrix, it's usually denoted or labeled by a capital letter, like A. So if we want to find and add two matrices together, we'll start out by the question being asked, find A plus B if A equals open matrix 4, -6, bottom row 2, 3, and matrix B is B equals top row -3 and 7, bottom row 5 and -9. Okay, so we want to add matrix A and plus B. So we substitute in the A and B with the actual matrix. So then you have equals top row matrix A 4, -6, bottom row 2, 3, closed matrix, plus open matrix, top row -3 and 7, bottom row is 5 and -9. So when we are adding a matrix, we need to add the corresponding elements, which means the element in column 1, row 1 of the first matrix, plus the element in column 1, row 1 of the second matrix. So how do we write that? So we write that as equals open matrix, or if you're doing this in Braille, you can do open bracket for each row. So in our first element, first row of each matrix A and B, we have a 4 and then a -3. So we have our open bracket, we have 4 plus -3, and that becomes our first element. And then in the top row again, we have the second element is -6, and then we have 7. So our second element in the new matrix is -6 plus 7. All right, in the second row of our matrix, so this is the second row, first column, we have a 2, and then we have a 5. So second row, first element becomes 2 plus 5. And then the last element is the second row, second column, and we have a 3 plus a -9. Okay, and then all we need to do is then simplify these. So our first element is 4 plus a -3, which gives us 1. And then the second element in the first row is -6 plus 7, so that is also a 1. And then the second row of our matrix, we have 2 plus 5, which is 7. And then we have our last element, which is 3 plus a -9, which gives us -6. So the answer to this matrix, adding matrix A plus B, is top row of 1 and 1, bottom row of 7 and -6, all enclosed in brackets. And that's all you do for the addition of matrices. So it's important to remember that those matrices could be added because the matrices were the same size. We had two 2x2s. Now what if we are asked to find A plus B again? If A equals top row of the matrix, so open bracket, is 3, -7, and 4. And the bottom row is 12, 5, and 0. So that's matrix A. So that one would be a 2 by 3. It's a 2 by 3. Get rid of that extra thing right there. Okay, so now matrix B is top row is 2 and 9, and the bottom row is 4 and -6. And this matrix is a 2 by 2. We cannot add these because the dimensions are not the same. There's no corresponding element for that third column in the second matrix, in matrix B. So you cannot do this. It's not possible. Okay, so that was addition of matrices. Now let's look at subtraction of matrices. So if we wanted to subtract A minus B, where A equals top row is 9 and 2, bottom row is negative 4 and 7, and B is open matrix top row of 3 and 6, bottom row is 8 and negative 2. So again, we need to have corresponding elements, and we have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2, so we can subtract these. And we do the same thing as we did with addition. We create a new matrix, and we subtract the corresponding elements. So element in column 1, row 1 are 9 and 3. So our first element becomes 9 and 3. Our second element in the top row is 2 and 6. So we have 2 minus 6. Now our third element, our first element in the second row is negative 4 and 8. So we get negative 4 minus 8. And then the last element is 7 minus a negative 2. 7 minus negative 2. Okay, and so then we simplify this by subtracting each element. So the first one, we have a new matrix. 9 minus 3 is 6. 2 minus 6 for the second element, first row, is negative 4. The first element in the second row is negative 4 minus 8, gives us a negative 12. And the last element is 7 minus a negative 2, which gives us a positive 9. So that's the answer to our matrix of A minus B. First row is 6 and negative 4. Second is negative 12 and 9. I'm going to stop the video right here, and I'll create a new one for multiplication of matrices.